Joe travelled back to the 80s, to the movies he fondly recalled, with Annie and Tom Cruise and Sly and Bruce Willis before he went bald. Back when the movies were simple and the plots had no deep commentary, just some hero with biceps and witty one-liners shooting all he could see.
Let off some steam, Benny.
But I guess the grass is greener when you're wearing those rose-tinted shades. But while he's stuck in the 80s, John will take his movie lemons and give you lemonade. So sit back and relax now. Just sit back wherever you are, for the movie reviews and the science bits too. On Shitcase Cinema, on the Shitcase Cinema. Oh, it's the Shitcase Cinema.
This is where the law stops, and I start. Suck 'em.
Well, it's time to do another film review, and I've dipped into the big bag of fan mail and pulled out another film request. Cobra. What a disease. Thankfully, I'm the cure. Cobra. It's got such a refreshing taste and... oh wait, the wrong Cobra. Cobra. It's such a flashy car that... wrong Cobra once again. Cobra. If it's electronics that you need, then let's... wrong again. Cobra. A dead cert to make you shit your pants. Okay, enough of these Cobra jokes. Let's get to the actual review. Cobra. Seriously, this is the review. This is not a joke. Well, it is a joke, but we'll get to that soon enough. It's hard to talk about this travesty in any positive way, so I'm going to rip it to shreds. Ready? Set? Go! Okay, the movie starts out with a bunch of guys hiding away in a darkened warehouse. Nothing wrong with it so far, you might say to yourself, but they're all standing around smashing axes together. What the hell is going on here? It's intercut between some guy riding on a motorbike, yet there's no dialogue during this, so you just assume that it's a load of random shit that the film editor spliced together to make the film stretch out a little longer than its running time, even though it only just scrapes over the 80-minute mark in the end. The goon on the motorbike walks into a supermarket, starts shooting up a load of fruit and veg, and even though the film was only 3 minutes in by this point, I was sat there thinking, what? I can understand it if the guy's got a beef though with the ever-rising prices of fruit and veg. I mean, I feel like blowing shit up sometimes. The guy's just letting off a little steam, so leave him be. But no, Sly gets called in and takes over the situation. Even while he's having bullets fly past him, he casually leans against the wall, supping a beer. Only an action film from the 80s could have this kind of ridiculous situation. Back in the 80s, Stallone and Arnie had the famous rivalry going on against one another, so I bet when Arnie saw this movie he was pissing himself knowing he'd got one better over Sly. Sly's character in this movie is called Marion Cobretti, but because he's embarrassed about his name, he calls himself Cobra because it sounds hard as nails, although later on in the movie, when there's actually a rare coherent dialogue scene, he explains to Bridget Nielsen that he wanted to be called Alice.
A little harder name.
Like what?
Alice.
The interesting and notable thing about this movie is the natural flowing relationship between Stallone and Nielsen. I'm sure the fact that they were husband and wife when this was made has nothing to do with this though. It's simply because they're such terrific actors in their own right. Still on the subject of dialogue, this brings me to another interesting point. I'm going to have to stop saying interesting. How about shit? So yeah, still on the subject of dialogue, this brings me to another shit point. There hardly is any dialogue. Sly mumbles very little throughout the film.
This is where the law stops, and I start. Suck 'em.
The main bad guy, who's branded the Night Slasher, says one or two laughable lines, although his entire monologue at the finale is fucking priceless. I mean, seriously, how many times can a guy say pig in one speech?
That's bleed, pig! Where are you, pig? I want your eyes, pig! You want to go to hell? Huh? Huh, pig? You won't do it, pig. Even I have rights. Don't I? Pig. Isn't it? Pig.
Sly's daft partner only seems to talk about junk food, and Bridget Nielsen, who I'm going to start calling Red Sonja now because it's more fitting, Her acting ability is so bad, you just don't know what she's wittering about half the time. Let's talk about the Night Slasher. What a shit name. Could there be any less creative than giving the main villain such a stock name? Anyway, the actor portraying this crappy role is the one and only Brian Thompson. Who the hell's this guy? Well, I know him from the X-Files, the Alien Bounty Hunter, which incidentally he says very little in that also. He just looks pissed off all the time. Kind of reminds me of a poor man's Arnold Schwarzenegger, really. And he was also the evil Emperor, Shao Kahn, in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which really gave him a platform to show off his acting skills.
As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world.
Or perhaps not. So from now on, he's not the fucking Night Slasher, he's fucking Shao Kahn, okay? So what does Shao Kahn do with himself? He simply goes around killing people and then goes home to sharpen his knife some more. Kills more people, sharpens his knife some more. Goes kill some... You get the idea, I'm sure. I've got to comment on the killings. You see nothing whatsoever, it's so crap. It's even worse than the early Halloween and Friday the 13th movies. It's actually quite reminiscent of the original Psycho shower scene. All you see is a knife stabbing into something, which could be a pile of horse shit for all you can tell, and then you hear somebody screaming bloody murder. Ah, I've been stabbed! He seems to have some ugly cow as his partner, but Shao Kahn's not exactly an oil painting himself, so they're probably a very happy matching couple together, I'm sure. The best scene for me with Shao Kahn is where he kills some random guy and steals his glasses. What does he do this for? So he can wear them, thus making him look completely different and nobody will recognise him. Jesus Christ, this is lame. Moving on, the crew who were banging axes at the start are still, well, banging axes together in their warehouse. Does this have any relevance on what we're watching? I mean, seriously. It's like me doing this review and then suddenly it cuts to a shot of me taking a piss while doing a handstand and then cutting back to the review. It's just so random and makes no sense whatsoever. This scene makes me chuckle. Sly goes home, gets a phone call from his partner and... well, I'll tell you what, let's just watch it because you'll get a better idea that way.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I'm in your office. What do you need me for?
What are you doing there?
I got a call from headquarters saying you wanted me here.
Get back to the hospital.
Parsley!
Okay, so what was that all about? The scene isn't set up at all. What just happened? He gets a phone call, yells at his partner to get to the hospital, and then he's suddenly attacked by guys with axes. Oh wait, it must have been the guys from the warehouse then. So the Axemen do have relevance. Sort of. In a pointless kind of way. This scene is so retarded. He asks Red Sonja if she got much sleep. What do you think you've been making a racket with your guns and things? Idiot. Sly takes his wife away to a hideout where Shao Kahn's partner, Ugly Betty, somehow managed to join them, which is another part of the movie that has no explanation.
I never liked that bitch.
Me either.
By this point, you just want the film to end on a high note to make up for the rest of the lackluster mess you've sat through. Sly shoots a load of bad guys on motorbikes. I'm guessing that this is the Axe Club, who also have a motorbike obsession. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Like a new community club to join. Come join and take part in your community's new social events. Bring your own axe, and a motorbike is essential, otherwise you can just fuck off. I think I'd probably join something like this if I saw it advertised. Then it'd give me license to go to my local supermarket and take my anger out on overpriced stock. So, here we are people, the grand finale. It's what you've waited for this long and you won't be disappointed. At least you shouldn't be disappointed because you shouldn't have any expectation levels whatsoever for it. Sly's partner is shot in the leg, so he's out of the picture. So we have the final battle to end all battles. Sly and Red Sonja versus Shao Kahn, his Ugly Betty, some random guy with a sniper rifle, and a few members of the Axe Club for good measure. Sounds like it's going to be one hell of a battle. Sly takes out the members of the Axe Club easily, and then it looks like it's going to be a battle of the wigs. I know, all women had their hair like this in the 80s, but still. Anyway, Red Sonja just runs away. What a load of shit. I don't know how they can all miss each other, to be honest. I mean, they're all in this small factory of some kind, so it's not hard to see or hear people fighting all around you. But it's the 80s, so you've got to give it some leeway. The sniper guy stands perfectly still while he gets some flammable liquid poured over him, and then he waits even longer for Sly to drop a match on him, resulting in him being burnt to a crisp. Before you know what's going on, you see Red Sonja climbing up a ladder, Ugly Betty about to shoot her, but then Sly puts the dog down. She narrowly avoids Shao Kahn before Ugly Betty pops up again, but is put down for a second time, this time at the hands of Shao Kahn. Now it's time for the final battle between the two big guns. It kind of reminds me of the end of Commando, but it's not quite as funny. Anyway, it ends with Shao Kahn being hooked, skewered and burnt alive. So, Sly's a hero and is told by his superiors if there's anything he needs or wants, then he can have. So naturally he asks for a new car because his own one got fucked up during the chase. They tell him no because of budget restraints. How pathetic is that? It's like your parents winning the lottery or something and they say, son, we've won the jackpot, you can have anything you want. Okay, cool, how about a car? Sorry, we've only won 20 million quid, our budget won't allow it. It's just a joke. So what do you do to get some feel-good factor back? You smack the shit out of your superior because it's something everybody's always wanted to do at some point in their life. Good old Sly, he's the king of movies like this. But it's still shit though, so overall I'm going to give it a rating of 4.5 Shao Kahns out of 10.
Pig.